Hi. Hello. It's Levels Plus Whenever, episode 85. I'm looking at my YouTube page just offhandedly because that's going to kind of be what we're talking about today. And I see that I called it Whatever for a little while instead of Whenever. So I need to go in and fix that. But it's Levels Plus Whenever, episode 85. And November 15th, 2020 was when I started doing videos on YouTube in a more official capacity. I had a couple cat videos and I had an opening video for Darius Cosmic Collection that went up in September. But in terms of Levels Plus actual content, it officially began November 15th. And I tend to completely blitz that thought. And I was like, hey, this year I actually remembered. So we're going to do something special for that anniversary. And we'll also have some pickups, which I'm going to go ahead and switch back to like a week ago. And then we'll continue on. All right, let's get through round one of massive amount of pickups. Everyone decided, what's a great time to release things? October through December 2023. Oh, there's just so much happening that I'm going to be having like 6 minimum things every episode. So I got Mineko's Night Market physical. Haven't played it yet. I'm kind of letting it get patched up. I also got Star Ocean, the second story R. Very excited to play that. The reviews and just general opinions is like, this is the best remake Square Enix has done. Bar none, in like a remastering sense, not necessarily like completely remaking the game. I also got 2 books. So I got The Art of Tactics Ogre, which is basically the PSP game, which kind of became the recent Reborn. I really like the art for this particular game, so I'm excited to have that. I also got The Art of River City Girls from Fangamer. This is spectacular. This is exactly what I hoped it would be. It's also with a signed plate from some of the staff. 3 of the artists, and I think the director and producer, which is just really rad. Did not necessarily expect that when I saw that it went up on Fangamer. I was like, oh, well, that means I should order it now. While at Fangamer, I finally also got the Spirit Fair cat plush. Name I forget. I'm sure it's on here somewhere. Took the tag off. Blossom? Is that your name? I don't remember. I'll put it down below, but I need to clearly play the DLC for Spirit Fair so I can remember the cat's name. And then I have the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom amiibo. Ganondorf was just sitting at Best Buy. Alright, so as I was saying at the top, it's 3 years since this YouTube page has been a thing. It's definitely gone through some ebbs and flows. The George Macy imagery videos basically stopped, and I'm not really sure if when those are going to pick back up. I do want to get more into the habit of trying to do book project videos. I'd like to do one on Isolate Volume 1 in the very near future. I have lots of ideas for Levels Plus content. It's just setting aside the time to do them and edit them, and then dealing with the various challenges that YouTube presents. Like, I really want to redo my top 111 songs. Talk more about game music, because that's one thing I really love talking about. Sometimes I get a little bit tied up on how to talk about it, but I love game music, and it's just difficult to do that in this DMCA world, where if it's not the companies themselves coming after you, it's a gazillion imitators and frauds trying to take down videos for music they have no right to even have any effect on. So it's just annoying, and it's affected the blog and it's affected the channel. So but ultimately I do have stuff that I want to start doing, especially in 2024. I really like the idea of the Shoot 'em Up Festival. That's probably not going to start till 2024. As much as I wanted to get it going this summer, it just didn't happen. The Smash videos have been working out pretty well. The Reacts videos are going to keep happening. But there's other stuff that I want to do. I'll probably figure out a way to do the video game music in a way that it doesn't really get too hammered up. I don't know how that's going to be. It will not be like I did with the Smash, my favorite Smash songs. Just a sterile shot of my video game collection. I'm not going to do that again. But what I wanted to kind of do is just reflect on how far this channel has changed and grown. A really good example is going back to those first two videos that I mentioned, the Darius Cosmic Collection video that kind of launched the channel in September of 2020, and then the actual Levels Plus weekly episode, when I called it that. And just kind of then reflect on how much versatility I now have in contrast to when I started. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to adjust the sound really quick because I don't want the videos to be super loud. The very first video on this channel was my opening of the Darius Cosmic Collection from Strictly Limited Games. This is very, very much a spur of the moment, I'm just going to do this and see how it goes type of format, where I use my phone because I didn't have a webcam that I felt comfortable using at the time. This was on my, actually no, this was not my phone, was it? No, it was. I still was using a laptop at this point. And I filmed this in one of the back rooms of the house because I felt like I would have a little bit more control, and clearly Flavia is proving me otherwise. My house is so different now compared to this. I've felt comfortable expanding all of my stuff throughout the entire house. At the point I did this video, this back room really was just kind of a catch-all for a lot of things. So like the books were in here, and then various video game or anime stuff. Not so much video games at this point, but anime stuff, and you can see a Birds of Prey poster, cat toys, stuff like that. So this room really was just like chilling. This was a time when Finn and Flavia were getting along, so the two of them could be in the same space together and not get confrontational. But yeah, there's so much that I do now in contrast to like when I do an unboxing video. This really was just me trying out videos. Like, this was a genuine attempt to go, hey, I want to consider doing this as a hobby, and how can I do it? And this was an experiment, and it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot of things. But yeah, this was very much I don't have any real tech at all. So my recording quality is not great. When I grab the phone, there's a whole bunch of noise. This was also my first attempt at editing anything in like 20 years. And it's not very well edited. I'll be honest. I think I just did very harsh cuts. The camera work is kind of nauseating because I'm just moving the camera around, throwing it down, because I'm not thinking about production at all. I'm just trying to do the thing. I'm trying to open the box and show the people what's going on in the box. But the problem with that entire premise is that I've got really bad shake cam, and it's probably making a whole bunch of noise. But this taught me a lot, and I took those lessons, thought about it for another couple months, and then decided to launch what I had planned to have as a weekly show. It actually lasted longer than I thought it would as a weekly show. It did have some breaks, so it was starting to get to the point, like, why am I calling this weekly? Because weekly is not really appropriate. So the very first episode of Levels Plus Weekly, it was kind of an introduction episode to what I'm about and what I've got, and it still looks like it's on my phone, given the jitteriness and the way that my arm's angled. But you know, a lot of the general premise of the show is established here. It's like I like having the backdrop of my various things behind me. I like that a lot. The hutches were basically the backdrop for the show for a very long time. The video quality has improved immensely. Even when I use my phone to record things, my new phone is so much better than this one. There's almost a part of me that wants to go through this and say, I don't have this anymore, but we'll restrain on that front, because that's not what this video is about. This is not a collection video. This is just kind of a look at how far I've come type of video. And I have come quite a long way. Like, this is... It's just kind of novel going back 3 years and seeing like how I approach things. I can't hear what I'm actually saying, but I'm sure I'm just kind of talking about my stuff. But I'm much better at using my phone to film. It's not as jittery as it was. I hold it a different way. I just was like wanting to show, but I wasn't thinking about how to show it. So, again, there's a little bit of nausea because the phone's jittery so much, because I'm not holding it in a way that would actually be conducive for it to not jitter. This was the very first collections video, and I did the last one in June or July. Definitely, it was an odd time to do it though, because the house was so thrown about. Thankfully, as the beginning of this video showcased, it's kind of back to normal. There's the cats. You know, actually the way that set up was very well framed on my part. That actually looked very nice, the way that I had everything kind of spaced out. But yeah, I feel like if I were to compare this to the last episode, and this one goes on for like 23 minutes, because I kind of went through like everything. Just doing a quick thumbnail here, and then I got the Sakuna. So I think that like doing this unboxing was a little bit smoother. It's still a little rough, but it's a little bit better. I've gotten to the point that I don't unbox traditionally anymore. I kind of just pull everything out, get it out of its plastic, and then show it off. So kind of, some of the initial like ooh factor might have gone, but I basically know what's in most of these things when I open them anyway. So the live reaction is a little bit different. To go back to just for a hot second is one of the first React videos that I did, because my reactions way back in the day were very much improvised. But yeah, like I was filming in what's now my bedroom for a while instead of filming out here. It took me a while to kind of settle on a location. Like this video here, I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit into it. It's talking about what you should get on the PlayStation Store. And at this point in time, I did not have like streaming like ways to do it. I didn't have a capture device, so I couldn't run the PS3 through my computer to put it on the screen like I can now. Basically what we're watching is my PC demonstrating the video through a PC display seen through OBS. I didn't have OBS when I started. I didn't have a capture device. So I had to basically use my microphone and webcam to try to capture stuff off of screens. And that was really hard. And it didn't look very good. So like an example is like, here's one of my top 111 videos where to try to minimize copyright problems, I just left the camera on like Finn or Flavia and had iTunes open and played the song and captured it through the webcam microphone on my laptop. Because I think this was still laptop era video content. And that was just terrible. I decided to start trying to do reaction content. So this is the very first Reacts video, and I've got my webcam shoved about as close to the monitor as I could get it to actually do this. That's why it's so fuzzy, because this is not an actual capture on the home machine. This is one computer is displaying a screen and the laptop camera is recording it. And I did argue with it a lot to get it to look as possibly good as this very unwieldy device function could allow. If I were to do this now, use this same video, it would look infinitely better. So yeah, I have OBS. I have a capture device for at least my PC at this point. So yeah, this was still early, but this is like such a huge evolution in terms of like quality. I was getting better. Yeah, so I have the background here. Like the quality of the content's actually like pretty high res. So I was finally starting to figure things out. And in the last year or so, I feel like I've kind of gotten to a nice groove of things in terms of quality. And I had some hiccups around these episodes where I kind of got it to be super HD in terms of my video, but then like I was getting a lot of resolution issues and frame skips, and that's a problem. And then I just realized on 84 that the entire some of like the Super Mario Brothers Wonder part froze on this when I rendered it, and I don't keep the videos around, so it was stuck on that for like 30-40 seconds. But I think to end this particular video, since this is kind of a reflection on the history of this channel, I think a really good point is my Maya Moments inadvertent trailer video. This is probably one of my favorite things I've produced. It was completely spontaneous. I just had the pile of books. Flavia walked in, laid down next to him, and started doing this. So it just was fortunate I had my phone. And so I was able to make a goofy trailer. I've not been able to replicate these circumstances again. But in terms of good goofy content, that was fun. But a huge thank you to the 37 subscribers I have. I really appreciate you being here. I know I've lost a few along the way as the channel's been trying to figure itself out, but I do appreciate who I still have, and I appreciate people who've checked out my content at all. I've got a couple videos that have over 400 views, which is just kind of mind-blowing to me that I've engaged a community, or at least a topic of interest, that much. My Taito reactions do really well, which is interesting. I think it's just because there's not a lot of other people reacting to them. And then I had one of the Mega Drive Mini 2 reaction videos pop off pretty well too. The purpose of this channel is it's just a way for me to express how I feel about stuff. That's ultimately what it is. And I feel like it's fulfilling that purpose. There's some stuff that I still want to do to make it a little bit more personified and more personal to myself. I've been experimenting a little bit this year, and there will be continued experiments. But it's a nice supplement to the blog, and I'm just really happy to have decided to do this 3 years ago. It's not I'm glad that I backed off from it a little bit, and so it's not a weekly thing anymore. It's just I want it to be something I want to do when I want to do it. All right. Well, I don't imagine this one's going to get a lot of views, but that's okay. I like doing these types of retrospective things on my own work. It's good to look back. It's good to see how you've grown. It's good to see how things evolve. And it's very clear over the 3 years I've been doing YouTube content, I've gotten a lot better at it. I'm much more confident in it. My editing's better. The production quality is better. The technology backing everything is better. I think I enjoy doing it a lot more now than when I was doing it a lot early on. And I don't get frustrated all that often anymore, which is nice. I think I've kind of figured out a lot of the ways I can work around DMCA and all that other stuff. It still is annoying with the music, though. That won't go away. Well, next time, there'll probably be another Thanksgiving special. I don't know what exactly it might be as of yet, but that'll probably be the next time I see you. So, until then, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. This was the last year I bought pumpkins, I think. My heater ended up rotting them super quickly, so I think like a week after this video, I was getting a smell in here, and I was like, why? And then I realized that the heater was going right into this hutch and just was baking those pumpkins. So they got cleared out, and that's the last time I ever bought pumpkins.